Hey Vaughn, I thought I'd make that video I was talking about, so I'm just gonna essentially, I have several concepts I want to talk about while I'm in the game. I'm gonna jump into this game and kind of talk through them as I'm playing the game. I'm just gonna try and get it all done in one game right quick. So right now I'm on the loading screen, so this is just everybody when they get into the game, they just load into this loading screen. They just kind of sit there and you can decide whether to squad up with some teammates. Right now, like for example, I was playing solo and that's what I'm going to play, or you can choose trios, duos, squads, and then there's a bunch of other games that you can play that are within the Fortnite universe. I'm going to do a solo game and I'm going to hit play. And you can also jump into locker. You can pick, you know, what skin you want to wear, and then you're just playing with that skin. It doesn't really make any difference to the game. It's loading in. It's going to drop me not into a game but into an island where you wait. So here's the island. You just, other people are loading in. You can see there's on the top right there's 97 people, and then you can run around. It's gonna be a little bit laggy this game because I'm recording at the same time. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna show the map. So this is the map. Looks the same every time. It slowly changes week by week during a season, but you can see, you know, here's the bus route, and then you can pick where you're going to land on the island, and then jump out when you want to. I'm not going to do a hot drop where there's a lot of people because I'm trying to make this video. So I'm going to try going over here. I'm going to jump out. My CPU usage is at 100%. It might actually kick me out of the game, I don't know, because I'm recording, so it's having to process both the video and the game at the same time. Okay, so you can kind of see you can see what the game looks like. I'm going to kind of scan around. That's the island there, and not quite as high as I'd like to be. So that's one thing I've written about in Fortnite, is that your evaluation of risk kind of is demonstrated by how you drop in Fortnite. If you drop really hot close to the bus route where everybody's dropping, probably about 60-70% of the going to take some shields. These minis can get me up to 50%. There's Spider-Man's in the game, so you can actually use his web slingers, and I'm just gonna go far away from where I think people will be to give me time to make this video. So the Spider-Man web slingers are new to the game. Okay, so I'm kind of hiding right now. I'm gonna look around and see. I don't think there's anybody here. This is a NPC, a non-playable character. See if there's any chests around. Some of the NPCs will bug you and kind of fight you. These guys won't unless you bother them.
Yeah, I see one.
So I'm running around and just loading up, and that's usually what you do. People that do hot drops would already have had 2 or 3 fights. Here I am, I'm getting materials. So bottom right of the screen, you can see my materials. Getting wood from this. Grabbing some ammunition. So there's somebody, I don't know if you can see it, but on my screen there's a little boat symbol. There's a guy over there. That's a visual cue. You can kind of hear it in the game. There's somebody right there, and I have to decide, am I going to engage with him or not? When you see, so if I went, I could shoot him right now. He might take off and not engage with me, or he might turn around. But right now, I'm mainly just gonna take it slow. As you can see, bottom right, my inventory. I don't think anybody's around.
There are 2 left.
Could you get one more? I'd like to get up to full health, but I can't. And then, in order to open this vault right here, you have to have 2 players minimum. So I'm gonna knock this guy, pick him up. His buddy's coming down to get me, so I'm gonna register that. Then I'm gonna kind of get out of the way just to. Oh, he's trying. So these guys are generally pretty easy to kill. This opens up a vault where there's some bigger chests here. And then I choose what I want. This will let me heal back up to full. So I'm going to get back up to 50 blue shields, and I'm going to grab this big pot and get up to 100%. Okay, so game sense. I could keep on doing what I'm doing, kind of paying attention to whatever I'm doing in the moment. But in a lot... So in other words, I could just be, you know, collecting, and then I can come back out here and just kind of ignore it. But game sense is staying aware of where you are in the game. So this is not game start. This is early game. Each game takes about 20 minutes-ish, depending. But the storm keeps on closing, and it'll be about 22 minutes. It'll close to nothing, and then people will die. Several things you want to pay attention to. So, I don't know if you remember where the bus route was, but the bus route was roughly here, coming across here. So most of the people are going to be dropping on these towns that are on the bus route, because most people really just want to get in a fight. So about 50 to 60% of the people will drop on the bus route. So even though I'm out here, most of the people are going to be centrally located. And as soon as this circle reveals itself, this second circle, everybody that dropped here knows that there's going to be several people coming in from the outer reaches, especially north, because that's a bigger section of the map. And so if I dropped Coney Crossroads right here, I would know there's probably going to be 5 or 10 people coming in from north. So if I wanted to get an engagement kind of before mid-game started, before that as that second circle was closing, I would position myself up here, maybe build a fort to protect myself, and then wait for people to come. They wouldn't know I was there. That would kind of give me the drop on them. So game sense is paying attention to where you are in the game, kind of the situation of the game. Where was the bus route? If you know some people already, I'm going to have to get out of here because the circle is closing. Do you know that, did you see anybody drop close to you? So, if, like that guy, if I knew that guy that took that boat over there was close to me, and I didn't see him leave, so as I was floating down, if I had noticed that he was dropping close to me, I would need to stay aware of, he's going to be moving, I'm going to be moving. I would kind of need to be looking around. But since I don't really think there's anybody else that's behind me, I don't really have to pay attention. But you could see how you could see the storm closing. So if I did think somebody was coming, I could kind of wait here, get closer to where the storm edge is. So game sense, that's one of the things that it's not a new concept. There's a lot of ways to learn, like pay attention to your environment. Don't just do the work you're doing, but also think through where am I at in a project, not just what am I doing today, and kind of get super focused on that. And you know, but also what am I doing today on, say, a construction project, but also where am I at in all my construction projects, and taking time during your day and week to kind of lift your eyes up from what you're doing right now, getting mats, getting in a fight, collecting, collecting your loot, getting your guns, getting them sorted, kind of paying attention to that, but also pay attention to a broader perspective, and that's called game sense, just game awareness of where you are in the game. So right now I'm looking to see where the third circle closed, so I see I'm going to have to move. I'm going to put a ping there, and then you could see, I don't know if you could see it on your screen, but it's 473 meters away. That gives me an idea of, when I'm going to need to move. Okay, so game sense is one thing that I've learned from Fortnite. That's it's something I think about now more than I did before. I'm just being mean to local wildlife. So mechanical skills is another thing. Getting good at the actual making things happen with your character. So that would be both, improving your aim. And you can't see my keyboard right now, but learning the keyboard shortcuts and basically getting good at touch typing is essentially, so for example, just running around, learning how to run. If you watch somebody who's brand new at it, they kind of run around like this, but I can move my character in different directions. So as I'm looking over here, I can run sideways to keep on running in the same direction, for example. So just learning that. And then there's also building and editing. So I just edited a hole in the floor. I can turn this ramp around. So getting fast, I'm definitely not the best in the world by any stretch at all. But just getting good at deciding what you're going to do and then letting your fingers do the touch typing. So those are mechanical skills: the shooting, the aiming, the moving around, in Fortnite, the building and editing your builds, and just getting really good at that. The better you are, when you get in a fight, you don't want to be thinking about how do I build a ramp or turn it around or edit. You just want to decide what to do and do it. And so the two main ways you can improve in Fortnite are getting your mechanical skills better, improving those, and then getting better at your game sense. You can either do that just in game, but you can also, when you go back to the lobby, you can also do that by going into creative and just practicing. Just you can go into a creative map and you can just have kind of infinite materials and just practice your building as much as you want to get better at it. So going into creative, identifying why do I get killed? When I get killed, which is most of the time, what is it that actually gets me killed? Is it game sense? Is it mechanical skill? Are other people better at building and editing? And if I notice, someone who consistently trying to decide whether to shoot this guy. I think I'm just, well, gosh, that's pretty tempting. He's just standing there like an idiot. Of course, so am I. I just took a little damage when I dropped down. So now I know a guy's close to me, and so I've got to be careful here. Somebody else has built a ramp. So one thing I learned in part from Fortnite is figure out what is it that is keeping me from winning or being successful at whatever it is that I'm trying to get better at, and then going into creative. Like, don't get discouraged. Just realize, okay, I need to improve here. So, in real life or in adult life or in school or whatever. Oh, here we go. There's a pizza. I think you cannot eat anymore. Okay. They just introduced pizza into the game, so I guess it just gives you heals, not health. So yeah, you know, if I get in a fight and the person who always kills me is just better at doing a protected ramp, for example, over and over and over again, I notice that, then I need to go into creative and learn to do a protected ramp so that I can compete with that person. If the person who consistently kills me is just better at editing a particular edit, then that tells me, okay, I need to improve my editing. Okay, so yeah, so that's another thing I learned was that I want to, you know, these kids, they know that. These kids aren't thinking about how to, you know, I'm going to go and hide a little bit so I can keep on talking. There's people are getting close, so you can see the map is closing down. I'm just going to hide here and kind of pay attention around me. They can't see through this bush, but anytime I come up to a bush, I assume there's somebody there, so I kind of shoot into it, unless I'm trying to sneak quietly. Yeah, so these kids, when they have played 1,000 hours of Fortnite, they know as soon as they realize there's something that other people are better at than me, I'm going to go into creative, I'm going to practice it. Which translates into continuing education. Don't just go and get a job. Constantly be looking for how to improve, and then go into creative or go take a class or whatever, or do something to practice and learn. Another thing is every time you get a chance in Fortnite, especially I haven't gotten any fights yet. I'm going to get in a fight towards the end, which means I'm going to be fighting a good player, somebody who's made it to the end. Yeah, so anytime you get a chance and there's a little break, so okay, I just heard that the map is closing. I think I'm going to go and try and get that drop. So let's see if I make it. I may get in a fight because there's going to definitely be people around me. In fact, there's going to be people going for this drop probably. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to look around as I get in this bush to make sure there's nobody here. Waiting for that drop to drop. Yeah, what I was saying is whenever you do get a chance, especially after a fight, you want to stop and kind of reset your situation and get back to... Oh, that's nice. I think I want that. I don't have many materials. Okay, so I'm in circle now. So like I'm doing right now, I got back to a protected spot after going to get that drop. I looked at my inventory. I looked at my wood to see how many materials I have. So especially after a fight, somebody's coming, so I'm going to kind of pay attention. Try and take this guy out. Yep, got him. And more people are going to be coming because they will have heard that. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to protect myself. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. I need to reset. I need to see what my heals are and reset if I can. Somebody's getting close. And he's probably going to kill me. Yep, he got me. Because I was trying to talk. So, okay. I won't be able to replay that. Okay, that was the end of the game. I was third from the end. I'm going to go back to the lobby. There's dancing in Fortnite. So, okay, what I was saying was act, go get in a fight. I went out and got that drop, that balloon that came down, and then I went back, and every time I got a chance, I kind of took inventory of my resources. And that translates for me into, you know, I go in and I work for 3 hours, and then at the end of the 3 hours, I give myself a little bit of a break in between. I'll jump into one more game so I can talk about a few more things. Okay, yeah, so that translates into that you can't just put your head down and work, forever. You have to stop and kind of take stock. For me, it's once a week. I kind of look back on my past week, look at the coming week, kind of figure out, am I doing the right thing? Am I spending the right amount of resources on my different areas of responsibility? And kind of do a retrospective and think about how I can improve. And so that's actually something, I actually did some coaching with somebody. I actually hired a coach, a Fortnite coach. And let's see here. I'll do a little bit of a, well, no, I'll talk about creating a rotation, which means I'm going to come up here, I'm going to ping that. Now I can see off in the distance where I'm going to drop. So talk about crafting a rotation. I'm going to jump out. Here's the map from up high. So this is where I'm dropping right now, is one of my primary drop spots. I like that I can get a vault. That other one I did last time where I landed in that town and then went out to that vault and got in a fight with the NPCs so I can get the vault. Those are my two primary drop spots. And this is my other primary drop spot. And it depends on where the bus is going. If the bus is going straight over the top of one of these, then I usually won't drop there. But I like this because it's called crafting a rotation. It's making it, creating a path. So I like this to start. I grab this thing. I look and see, is it here? It doesn't always spawn. There sometimes is one over on that hilltop. That gives me kind of a view if somebody's dropped down. Nobody dropped here, but sometimes it kind of gives me a drop on them if somebody's dropped here. There's usually a little bit of loot out around, so I kind of go around and grab the loot. That's an NPC. I try and get a little bit of wood and materials in case I do get in a fight, so I can build a few builds, which will protect me. There's several chests here. So it usually gives me some heals. This is a blue weapon I just picked up. It's the same weapon as that green weapon, but it's a better, it fires faster, basically, and reloads a little bit faster. So what this does, I try and get to full heals if I can, so I just look around and see if I can find enough heals to get up to full health. Right now I'm at 150. And I'm fine if I just have 150, but sometimes if I make a mistake with these NPCs, they can actually kill me if I'm just don't do a good job at protecting myself. Okay, so from here, I want to finish talking about loot route. So I usually drop here. I usually drop on that hilltop. That gives me a chest either here, this hilltop, or up here on this hilltop. That lets me come down into this valley, either knowing somebody's here and go and get in a fight with them, with a little bit of a like I have. If they don't know I'm there, that puts me in a good position because I can usually get some damage on them. Then I will knock one of these guys. Grab them like I did the other place. This guy is coming to get me, his buddy. So like I did at the last one, I let that reset. He's gonna come down here and kind of try and protect myself. I reload, kind of look around, look for him. Where he is? There he is. See how I'm going left to right, I'll talk about, because everybody's weapon is on the right-hand side of their body like that, they're like right-handed, I can go out and shoot that guy. That's a huge deal. A right-hand peek gives you a big advantage as opposed to a left-hand peek. Because in order to do a left-hand peek, you have to get your whole body out. I'm going to re-heal. Kind of reset my situation like I was talking about. Get back to full health. I'm going to look out here to make sure nobody's sneaking up on me. Ooh. Yes, sir. Take that. Gold is the best. I went into this portage on, which sends me down. I come up to this, so there's where I just was. It sent me up to the top. That's where I landed, on that hilltop over there. There's usually either a chest here, but the reason I particularly like this rotation is because I drop down here. And right now the meta, I was talking about the most effective tactic available, includes whoever has these Spider-Man... whoever has a Spider-Man mythic, the ability to swing around, you have to go and get those gloves, which look like this. Whoever can pick those up has an advantage because it lets you move around. If somebody builds up a big tall tower, you can just swing up to the top. So in this meta right now, it includes having a Spider-Man. Okay, so now I'm going to auto run, and I'm going to go to a map, see where I'm at. I'm going to come down to Logjam. So this, right now, I have good loot. So crafting a rotation, there's lots of wood on my way to Logjam. And there's a wolf chasing a boar up there. The wolves will attack you. The boars will attack you, but as long as you stay away from them, they won't. So there's plenty of wood. I have 339 wood, which gives me 33 builds of wood. I've got 18 builds. This guy's new. These big dinosaurs. In fact, I'll go show you what... let's see if I can jump on top of him. And if you go over his spout hole, he'll pick you up into the air, and then you can glide. So it's just an easy way to rotate. So there's probably somebody here. Yep, I just saw somebody. There's somebody right there. I'm going to ignore them. I don't want to get in a fight. Again, game sense tells me I need to stay ahead of the storm. I don't want to get in a fight in the storm. That would be silly, because then I would take damage if I ended up getting trapped in the storm. I think somebody's here. Oh man, that's tempting. Somebody's right there. Got him. Crap, that's tempting. I think I want it. Okay, I'm gonna reset, reload my weapons. So again, crafting rotation, I mean, just making sure you have what you need. I'm gonna go and get this guy's loot. And you don't want to just drop in the middle of no place and not know somebody's close to me. Got him. This shark is... You can't stay around the shark or he'll attack you, so I'm gonna get out of here. Have a ways to go, but I want to drop in here and see if there's any loot. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Okay, probably the most important thing... Oh, somebody's here. So I just messed up that edit. This guy doesn't know where he is. Okay, I'm going to push him because I've done a lot of damage to him. This guy's lost. Okay, got him. Ooh, that's a better gun than that one, even though that's gold. The one I just dropped will shoot farther. But this one just shoots like crazy, so it's a better gun. So, margin in the moment of execution is the other big thing that I've learned. When I first started out playing Fortnite. Here's some mushrooms I can eat. I'm going to look around, make sure nobody's close to me, and then eat these mushrooms for health. I want to look around. There could be somebody in that. So I'm going to shoot into that just to make sure. I think I'll take that. Margin in the moment of execution. There's a guy right there that he's ahead of me going towards storm, so he has a little bit of an advantage over me, so I'm going to actually not engage with him until I get into circle. And I might be able to get ahead of him. Come on, no. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Let's see if I can see where he is. I bet he's... I don't know where that's going to go. Ooh, got the drop on me. So, okay, I'm going to try and talk about margin. So, for example, that guy got the drop on me. He got some damage off on me, which puts me at a disadvantage. So I'm going to reset this fight. He's probably looking at me. So I need to pay attention. Okay, that gets me back to full health. I don't... If somebody gets a drop on you, that means, you know, unless he happens to also be... Oh, here he is. This guy's good. He's better than me. Okay, this is why these Spider-Man mythics are so important in this meta. Because he just did damage to me. He's a better fighter than I am, better builder. So I'm going to reset this fight. Got some damage off on him. Then I have to decide, am I going to engage with him? So you can kind of pick your fights a little bit more when you have the Spider-Man mythic. This guy could be coming down on top of me. I don't know where he landed. Yeah, he's coming. This guy wants a fight. And I want to talk to you. Ooh, somebody's got me. Somebody's got me. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna got enough to get back to 2 health. There's a guy over there. This guy's waiting down below me. I can hear him. If I was at full health, I would probably engage with him. I'm going to run over here and see if I can see him. I'm above him. So that gives me a little bit of an advantage. Uh-oh. I don't really want to fight 2 people. This is kind of... I'm not playing very aggressively because I'm trying to talk, and this gives me a little bit of a protection. People can still see me, probably, but kind of want to go and engage with this fight. There's that guy. Okay, now I'm going to push him, because I just... come on. I'm going to try and get up at the top. I can see that he is healing. By being up top, it gives me a little bit of margin. Now there's somebody coming on me. I'm gonna drop down. Oh, there's somebody down there. That's exciting. So this is the fun part, just being in a fight, seeing if you can outwit people, see if you can figure out where they are, build better than them. I keep on trying to talk about margin. So being on top means in that split second when I'm actually needing to act. I don't know where this guy is. There he is. Oh, he's building. He's breaking me down. Okay, Hoser. Want to break me down? Oh. All right. There's probably somebody here. This is empty, so I'm going to grab that. Yeah, I know that was a stupid move. But building kind of gives you like a little bit of space to breathe. And the more space that you can give yourself to breathe, I'm gonna run out of mats here before too long. Oh, I didn't reload. That's what I was talking about reloading. Dave, you know better than that. Yeah, I deserve that. I should have turned around. So, okay. I'll finish up, and this will be the end of this video. Too long. When you first start playing Fortnite, you don't know how to do the keyboard keybinds, you don't know what does what, you're not good at game sense, you're not good at mechanical skills. So when you get in a fight, all of your RAM is taken up with just trying to do anything. Like if you decide you want to build, you can't just build, you have to remember what keybind builds the one you want to the one that you want to build. And so in the moment of that fight, part of your bandwidth is taken up with how do I build a ramp? And then eventually you get better and the keybinds become more like touch typing, a little bit more automatic. And so you don't have to spend as much time. And then you have to decide, like, okay, what gun is the best gun? And improve your game sense. Each of those things gives you a little bit more RAM that you don't have to dedicate to some menial task like remembering your keybinds. You can dedicate that to thinking and making decisions. And right at the moment, right in that split second, especially in Fortnite, when you're in a fight, you can see it's very fast-paced. People are shooting at you, you're trying to build, you're trying to shoot, you're trying to hide, you're trying to look for them. You're trying to decide, do I need to reset the game and move using my, web shooters, or just, run away and hide. You're having to make all those decisions. All the while, the storm is closing. And one of the things, not like I want to friend. One of the things that you can do, for example, is in that moment, if you can train yourself when you're in a fight and there's somebody right there moving side to side, that buys you just a little bit of RAM in that moment. And that might be all that you need to a lot of times I will be thinking, Dave, you should build. And just as I think it, it takes a split second for that thought to register. And then I go to build and the guy kills me. But if your RAM is a little faster, if you have a little bit more margin right in that split second, and you're not preoccupied with making decisions because you've reloaded your weapons, you know where the storm is, you've practiced your key binds, you've practiced your movements, all of those buy just a little bit of space. And the guys who are really good at Fortnite, they make it look effortless because they've learned, they've gotten so good. They're like 50 to, Booga, the best guy in the world, is like 1,000 times better at me than building. It's absolutely insane what he can do. In that moment where I'm just trying to get a little bit of margin, it's like he has 5 times as much time to think as I do. And he's fat because he's faster at his mechanical skills. He has much better, infinitely better game sense. He's practiced all the moves. And so it's like he just has all the time to kind of ponder. It's kind of fun because he'll actually play with other people. He could kill them much faster, but he'll build all around them and like create this maze just because he has the bandwidth to do it. And they will have no idea where he is, but he knows where they are the whole time. And eventually he's like, okay. And he's talking to his buddies and they're laughing and telling stories because he has so much extra bandwidth, so much margin in the moment of execution. And that's something I really learned from Fortnite. That was a new thought to me that I've kind of took and applied to marriage, to conflict resolution, to tennis. Instead of just acting, what can I do to create margin, a little bit of space right in the moment when I need to act or talk or make a decision? All right, I think that's plenty. You're a brick if you listen to this whole thing. So if you don't, I'm fine. But I don't think I'm going to remake it. So there you go.